Hello friends, wild boars are a threat to the US. Their huge impact causes great damage and impact on the US ecosystem. Billions of dollars are lost every year, and the government has taken extreme measures to deal with them. So why do Americans rarely use wild boar meat? Here is the video. Make sure you subscribe to our channel right now and like this video. And for now, let's get this video started. Do not be surprised if you see wild boars in 35 states of the US. According to the US Fish and Wildlife Services, referred to as USFWS, there are about 6 million wild boars living in the US. This number has just doubled in the past 10 years. The state of Texas currently has about 2 million animals. Other states also have significant numbers, such as North Carolina with 800,000 animals, Alabama with 700,000 animals, Georgia with 600,000 animals. These wild boars not only do harm by destroying forests, but they can also cause damage. Heavy on the environment, they prefer to eat roots, tubers, fruits, seeds, and berries, and also do not refuse grass, insects, and small animals as well. The consequences of the presence of wild boars are not small, as they can change the composition of flora, reduce the number of native herbivores, increases the risk of wildlife and spread diseases. This makes feral pigs a serious threat to forest ecosystems in the United States. Farmers in the US are investing large sums of money, generally millions of dollars, to organize wild boar hunting trips. They do this to control the growing wild boar population, which is hurting the agriculture. These hunts are often organized by professional companies or non-profit organizations. The process of organizing wild boar hunt is quite complicated. First, they had to take a look for locations with high densities of wild boars. After that, hunters must have a hunting license issued by the state government. Before starting, they need to prepare everything. So with these hunting tools, hunters will be divided into groups and hunt in designated areas. Hunts typically take place in the fall and winter, when the weather is at its best for tracking wild boars. During the hunt, hunters will walk in the forest and look for pig tracks, such as footprints and feces. When they discover tracks, they will use hunting tools to catch them immediately. To ensure safety and compliance with regulations, hunting organizations also need to pay attention to other factors such as protecting the environment and forest ecosystem. An organization can harvest from 10 to 100 wild boars in a day, depending on many factors such as the number of hunters, pig density, and weather conditions. Wild boar prices also vary depending on weight and meat quality, with prices ranging from $22.05 to $44.09 USD per pound. Therefore, an organization can earn from $1,000 to $20,000 in a day. For an example, in 2023, an organization in Texas harvested 150 wild pigs in one day, bringing in a total value of about $30,000. So why do some Americans do not like the wild boar meat? A recent study has helped shed light on some of these reasons. The study focuses on possible lead levels and ready-to-eat wild boar meat. Research results shows that some wild boar meats samples contain lead levels that exceed the maximum safe level set for meat products, up to 9 times higher. However, for consumers, the question is whether these levels of lead really pose a health threat. Researchers note that assessing the dangers of lead in wild boar's meat is challenging. They point out that the more detailed research is needed to determine whether these levels of lead could pose a significant threat to consumer health. And this raises an important and urgent issue and opens the door for researchers to continue exploring food safety and the effect of wild boar meat on public health. Meanwhile, consumers also need clear and detailed information to be able to make smart decisions when choosing food for their daily meals. In the United States, you will frequently find wild boars in special stores that sells their meat. High-end butchers and some restaurants, the number of these stores isn't very many. Only about 1,000 stores nationwide. Wild boar meat is usually sold mainly in the fall and winter, when the wild boar hunting season is in full swing, as well as holidays such as Christmas and New Year. However, few Americans consume wild boar meat, and there are several reasons for this. First, wild boar meat often has a higher price than farm-raised pork. Additionally, some people feel that wild boar meat can have a foul odor, specifically in adult male pigs. Some Americans are also not used to eating wild boar meat. According to the United States Department of Agriculture (USDA), wild boar meat prices increased about 10% in 2023 and are currently ranging from $10 to $20 per pound. The animal output of wild boar consumed by Americans accounts for only about 0.2% of total pork output in the U.S. According to information from the USDA, compared with farm-raised pork, U.S. farm-raised pork production in 2023 will reach 120 billion pounds, which is nearly 1,000 times that of wild boars. To better understand this reason, watch this video until the end. The surge in deer populations in the United States has created a series of challenges for farmers and the environment. Deers are herbivores. They gnaw on many different types of plants, from grass to trees and crops. Every year, they often appear in fields, creating a great threat to the crops. Invasive deers can cause about $1.5 billion in damage each year to the U.S. farms. According to estimates by the U.S. Department of Agriculture, this damage includes not only damage to crops, but also affects the infrastructure and the livestock. With approximately 30 million deer in the United States. The population is growing rapidly, creating enormous pressure on the ecosystem and economy. Uncontrolled growth causes growing challenges. All the times. Invasive deers not only reduce crop yields, but also increase agricultural production costs. Farmers face constant challenges in protecting their crops and assets. Deers excrete feces and urine directly in the fields, causing environmental pollution. This can affect water and soil quality, creating a worrying environmental problem. Overall, managing deer populations becomes increasingly important to minimize damage and maintain a balance between humans, animals, and the environment. Deers can become aggressive when threatened or when protecting their children. This creates a particular danger for children and the elderly. Deer's attacks can cause injuries and death. As we enter the 21st century, we are facing an unexpected challenge to traffic safety in the United States. Deers cause traffic accidents. The situation becomes dangerous when deers not only invade residential areas, but are also causing many traffic accidents. According to statistics from the U.S. National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, referred to as the NHTSA, each year there are about 200,000 traffic accidents caused by deers, with a significant number of death injuries. This not only creates a dangerous situation for traffic safety, but also causes a huge financial waste for the community. The estimated economic loss due to traffic accident caused by deers each year is about $1.1 billion. This cost includes vehicle repairs, medical care, and insurances. Deer hunting is a popular activity in the United States, especially in rural areas. Hunters often choose areas with many deer, such as forests, grasslands, and farms, to begin their adventures. The hunting process takes place by hunters searching for deer and using hunting tools. If the deer is not dead after the first shot, the hunter will continue until it's dead. Daytime hunting offers many advantages such as better visibility, increased success rates, and a diverse selection of hunting methods. In the United States, many states such as New York, Pennsylvania, Illinois, and Texas offers daytime hunting licenses. However, regulations can vary from state to another, so hunters should check carefully before setting out. Daytime deer hunting is not only a sport, but also provides unique recreational experiences, bringing participants closer to nature and at the same time enjoying the fresh air of the countryside. Night deer hunting in the United States is an effective method of controlling deer populations and protecting farmers' crops. Through the use of large headlights, farmers can easily detect and shoot down harmful deer in their fields. The advantages of this method includes the deer's poor night vision, making them easier to detect. Farmers can also take advantage of time when deer leave the forest to hunt, helping to minimize damage to crops. However, not all areas in the United States allow night deer hunting. Regulations can vary by state. But typically, it always includes licensing requirements, headlight wattage, shooting distance, and a flashlight use. Although this method brings many benefits, it also has certain risks such as the risk of accidents and negative effects on other animals. Therefore, compliance with regulations is important to ensure safety and protect the environment. Night deer hunting is not only a form of entertainment, but also an effective means of managing deer populations. Deer hunting in snowy fields is a popular activity in the United States during the winter. The hunter moves through the snow field looking for deer tracks and then uses a rifle to make a hunting shot. This offers many advantages, including being easier for deer to see against the white snow and the ability to reach them more easily. Deer hunting in snowy fields not only provides an enjoyable experience, but also helps control deer populations and maintain natural balance. Licensed in areas with heavy snowfall and large deer populations, the activity requires hunters to comply with specific state regulations. In addition, preparing the right gear for cold weather. Hunters also need to be careful when traveling in the snow and follow state safety regulations. Deer hunting in snowy fields is not only a hobby, but also a responsibility, requiring attention and respect for the natural environment. Doing this activity properly will provide a unique experience and protect our natural resources. There are many different ways to deal with invasive deer populations. Now let's go to other areas in the United States to see how farmers are dealing with deer populations. Let's keep watching. Feral cats are a dangerous invasive species in Australia. They were introduced to Australia by European settlers in the 18th century. Since then, Australia's feral cat population has increased significantly, and they are causing negative impacts on the country's ecosystem. Feral cats are carnivores, and they are the top predators in many Australian ecosystems, eating varieties of wildlife, including small mammals. Every year, feral cats in Australia eat millions of wild animals. According to Australian government estimates, feral cats are responsible for reducing the populations of about 3 million birds, 2.1 million small mammals, and 1.2 million reptiles each year. Feral cats also have a long lifespan. A feral cat can live up to 20 years. As they can survive in any habitat. In the fall, when food is scarce, they will hunt small animals to make their meals. They move to areas near residential areas to feed. It is always easy to see wild cats in your garden. At night, this is the right time for cats to start hunting, when other animals have begun to rest. Their gentle footsteps gradually approach the lake area. Cats' eyesight at night is very good. They can observe anything easily. Once they have identified the target, they quickly rush forward and catch their prey. According to a study by the University of New South Wales, Australia, feral cats in Australia kills about 270 million fish every year. This study was conducted over 2 years, from 2018 to 2020, at 23 different sites in Australia. The case of a wildcat attacking a deer in a snowy forest in Australia is a rare event, but it shows that wildcats are dangerous predators that can attack almost any animal, including wild animals, that could potentially be quite a bit larger than them sometimes. The incident occurred on July 20, 2023, in the Snowy Forest area in the state of Victoria, Australia. A group of hikers witnessed a wildcat attacking a deer. According to the bikers, the wildcat rushed to attack the deer from behind. The deer tried to run away, but the wildcat caught up and bit the deer's neck. They couldn't stop the stray cat. The wildcat destroyed the deer and ate it. This incident has aroused the attention of Australian public opinion. Many people are concerned that feral cats are becoming a growing threat to the Australian ecosystem. Not only do they attack wild animals, feral cats also attack pets when they accidentally come across them. Rats are also their favorite food in any area. You always love this animal. A meal has a lot of nutrients for them and is the easiest to catch. Every year, feral cats in Australia eat millions of wild animals. According to the Australian government, feral cats are responsible for the population decline of an estimate number of about 3 million birds, 2.1 million small mammals, and 1.2 million reptiles each year. Feral cats are also a threat to human health, as they can carry infectious diseases such as rabies, toxoplasmosis, and respiratory infections. About 20% of all feral cats in Australia lives in fields. Hunting measures are taken to control feral cat populations in Australia. The use of hunting equipment to hunt feral cats requires people to have hunting equipment license issued by the state of territory government in which they live. This ensures that hunting activities take place according to regulations and at the same time ensures the safety of everyone involved. It is estimated that each year the number of wildcats hunted in the fields is approximately 2 million. This is an important measure to keep the feral cat population from exploding and causing severe consequences for the Australian ecosystem. At night, when cats start hunting, they will appear more. Around this time, hunters will prepare hunting equipment to begin this night hunting process. Cats are very sensitive and need to stay quiet while waiting for them to appear. The floodlight system is used to observe cats at night. A group hunting cats at night will have at least 2 people so they can support each other. When detecting the target, it is necessary to observe and gently move the hunting tool towards the target. This process needs to be done very carefully. If stray cats discover you, they will immediately run away or attack you. They are very flexible, so high hunting skills are needed to be able to harvest many wildcats in one night. It is estimated that a hunter can hunt about 10 cats in one night. The destructive power of wild boars is truly terrible. They can live and wreak havoc in any area of the world, from fields to forests. In each litter, sows can give birth to 6 to 12 piglets. Populations increase several-fold each year if not strictly controlled. According to estimates by the Food and Agricultural Organization of the United States Nations, there are currently about 100 million wild boars in the world. The number of wild boars in Europe accounts for about 30% of the total wild boar number in the world. The countries with the largest wild boars populations in Europe include Germany, Spain, France, and Italy. In North America, the number of wild boars accounts for about 10% of the total wild boar population in the world. The countries with the largest wild boar populations in North America includes the United States, Canada, and Mexico. What if you used arrows to hunt giant wild boars in the mountains? This wild boar was discovered by 2 hunters while hunting in the mountains. After a short time following the world's trail, he directed his arrow towards the pig, and in just one shot, he managed to kill the pig. However, the arrow cannot make it stop. It'll run for a short distance and then stop completely. They followed the trail and harvested this wild boar. It was a great day for them in their days of hunting in the mountains. This wild boar was a great achievement for them. It weighs about 330 pounds. On the edge of the forest, wild boars appear a lot. It is quite risky because of the appearance of herds of wild boars. They waited to be able to hunt as many wild boars as possible. Using skills in this area is simpler because there are fewer obstacles. Wild boar hunting in Tasmania, Australia. This is one of the most difficult wild boar hunts in the world. The wild boar in Tasmania is an endemic animal, large in size and very aggressive. They are also very cunning and difficult to catch. Therefore, hunting wild boars in Tasmania requires hunters to have high skills and experience. The hunt impressed the hunter the most. He went hunting at night. He came across a wild boar weighing about 700 pounds. Because night hunting is very dangerous, wild boars can attack if not paying close attention. He used stands on high trees, used hunting tools in the most effective way, and only once did he take down this giant wild boar. When he determined that the wild boar was no longer moving, he went down and harvested it. It was literally the most impressive pig during this whole entire hunting journey. Areas with high densities of wild boars, such as the forests of the southern areas in the United States, became ideal destinations for these challenging journeys. Hunters can use many different methods, such as following footprints, listening to noises, or even using infrared flashlights to track tracks in the dark. The ability to shoot accurately is a decisive factor in success in every hunting journey. There are many great destinations for night boar hunting in the United States and Mississippi with high densities of feral hogs. Travel often takes place in areas such as the Delta, Texas, and Georgia are also popular destinations, where forested areas like Piney Woods or Piedmont are suitable for exciting night adventures. The number of wild boars that each trap can hunt depends on many factors, including the hunter's ability, wild boar density, and the weather. According to statistics, each hunter can hunt about 2 wild boars in a night, but there are no exceptions when this number can be up to 10. Team Hog Wild, the Hog Whisperers, the Hog Fathers, the Hog Masters, and the Hog Zealous are famous teams that confidently organize night wild boars hunting tours, bringing a unique experience to those who love this activity. Have you practiced in wild boar hunting activities this year? Please share all your comments down below in the comment section about this impressive journey. When you come to Australia, you will definitely have to learn about the customs of this continent. The kangaroo is the symbol of Australia. Appearing on the national flag and coat of arms, they are also considered a strong symbol because they only move forward This animal is loved and considered a symbol of friendliness and closeness to humans. The distinctiveness of this culture can be clearly seen in most areas of Australia. However, in particularly rural areas, where there is a predominantly indigenous population, eating kangaroo meat is still more acceptable. The 2022 Australian Department of Agriculture and Water Resources survey indicates that around 10% of the Australian population actually consumes kangaroo meat. Although kangaroo meat is a highly nutritious food source, with high protein, low fat, and no cholesterol at all, for Australians, it is not a popular food choice. This can be explained through many main reasons, focusing on the community's taste buds and culinary preferences. First, taste plays an important role in the direction to consume kangaroo meat. Interviews shows that this meat is described as having a rather bland taste and lacking a distinctive flavor, which may be one of the main reasons why many Australians are not sympathetic to eating kangaroo meat. Hendra disease, caused by the Hendra virus, is a particularly dangerous respiratory infection that can lead to severe and even fatal illnesses. Hendra virus, an RNA virus belonging to the paramyxoviridae family, is emerging as a significant risk to human health. Transmitted from kangaroos to humans through contact with nasal secretions, saliva, or feces of kangaroos. This virus is attracting concern from the medical community. Strong allergenic potential can appear in many forms, including rash, itching, swelling, difficulty of breathing, and can even lead to anaphylactic shock. In particular, enterovirus is also capable of causing food poisoning. Symptoms of food poisoning may include nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, abdominal pain, and fever. This raises additional food safety and public health concerns. Furthermore, kangaroos play a positive role in maintaining the country's ecosystem. Kangaroos, being herbivores, contribute significantly to controlling plant populations in the wild. Their existence not only keeps the ecosystem balanced, but also creates a favorable habitat for many other species of animals and plants. Despite their important role in the ecosystem, but kangaroos are facing extinction. The Australian government has recognized the importance of protecting kangaroos and has taken specific measures to ensure the survival of these animals. Placing kangaroos on the endangered species list is an important step to increase attention and care. Protection measures include maintaining and conserving their natural habitat, reducing pressure from risk factors such as habitat loss and exposure to competitors. Florida farmers and hunters have accessed the forests with blinds to create safe and favorable locations to observe and hunt feral hogs Choosing such locations not only ensures effectiveness in hunting, but also requires quietness and avoidance of noise so as not to ruin the opportunity to hunt wild boars. When wild boars appears, hunters quickly use hunting tools to take the advantage of the opportunity. The wild boar hunting process can only be carried out in a team model, in which support and interaction between team members plays an important role. Teammates not only provide safety, but also supports each other in optimizing hunting strategies, ensuring that every operation takes place effectively and safely. From approach to harvest, bringing success and harvesting more wild boars. Green iguanas are omnivorous reptiles. They eat fruits, vegetables, small animals, and insects. They are able to reproduce quickly. A female can lay from 20 to 60 eggs per year. As a result, the number of green iguanas in Florida has increased rapidly, causing negative effects on the state's natural ecosystem. An estimated 5 million green iguanas lives in Florida, accounting for about 90% of the total iguana population in the United States. The control of green iguana populations has become a great challenge, but the use of measures, such as hunting, has proven to be an effective option, since they often hide in tall trees. Approaching them at a close range becomes difficult. However, in areas such as around lakes or where there is water, they often gather to live, creating favorable conditions for hunting. This simplifies the process of finding and capturing them, with the ability to catch one animal at a time. In particular, green iguanas in Florida are often larger than those found in the shore areas, which further increases the effectiveness of the hunting method. Their ability to float on water is also an advantage, making it easier to track and approach them. These measures have contributed significantly to the reduction of green iguana populations in Florida, providing positive results in habitat control and protection. In the 1930s, monkeys were brought to Florida as pets. Many monkeys have escaped from their owners and naturalized in the wild. The monkey population in Florida has grown to about 4,000, accounting for about 50% of the total number of monkeys in the United States. Additionally, shifting monkey populations to protected areas and flooded forests not only helps protecting farmers from their negative impacts, but also contributes to maintaining ecological balance and in protecting the biological diversity. In this way, efforts to reduce conflicts between humans and apes not only benefits both sides, but also contributes to the protection of the natural environment. This is a great example of how we can find humane and sustainable solutions to live in harmony with other species on our planet. About 20% of pythons are invasive in the Florida region in the United States, creating a unique challenge for local farming communities and residents. This is a carnivore, dangerous not only to the natural environment, but also a formidable partner of farms and residential areas. They often reside mainly in flooded forests, especially in South Florida. Their presence increases the risk to the safety and sustainability of these areas. With its large body, dealing with pythons requires professional skills and caution. Florida farmers have developed special methods to effectively catch pythons. They move gently to areas with pythons, using just enough strength to catch them and hold them tightly. Holding the python's head is important to avoid the risk of being bitten, and requires creativity and specialized technique. The python catchers must have strong health to face challenges of the python size and strength. Every day, they can catch 3 to 5 pythons, which is a job that requires a lot of patience and discipline. Although the job of catching pythons seems simple, but behind it are great efforts of the community to minimize the negative impact of pythons on the environment and the daily lives of residents. To better understand a python invasion situation in the United States, let's continue watching this video. There are many solutions proposed and American farmers have implemented them. These measures are very effective, especially hunting with bows and arrows. The wild boars often hide in forests near fields. In order for them to appear, farmers gather with hunters to place food towers containing agricultural seeds to attract them. Farmers will hide behind the forest trees and wait for their appearance. Very quickly, wild boars will follow the smell of food and find it. During the time while they're eating the seeds under the tower, farmers and hunters will use their bows and arrows to hunt them. A series of actions must take place quickly and accurately, so the wild boars that are pinned by the arrows will slowly faint, and then farmers and hunters just need to follow the trail and harvest the wild. In the plains, farmers and hunters will have to be more careful in using bows and arrows. Wild boars are a quite sensitive species. They will attack if they feel in danger. When you are discovered by them, you must understand that something bad is about to happen. So you need to hide carefully before using bows and arrows to catch them. Farmers and hunters need to wear appropriate clothing to conceal and protect themselves. One of the types of bows and arrows suitable for use at close range is the recurve bow. You should always use arrows with sharp tips to shoot wild boars. Normally, Broadhead arrows will be used to hunt large animals such as wild boars. Hunting will go very smoothly if you do not make loud noises. Look at how he approaches the wild boar. Each step very gently, just using a bow and arrow once. He was able to defeat a wild boar. With just one mistake, you will scare them, and that'll make it impossible for you to catch any of them at all. Do you think using bows and arrows to hunt wild boars in the mountains is a good solution? I think it is a safe solution when discovering an area with wild boars in the mountains. Farmers and hunters immediately headed to the area. What's going on with them? They brought some corn kernels to attract wild boars. They poured corn directly onto the grass destroyed by wild boars. After that, they just stayed in the tree and waited for the wild boar to appear. At the long range, hunters will usually use compound bows and carbon arrows that are light in weight and highly durable, helping the arrows fly further and more accurately. Compound bows have a draw force of 50 pounds or more, and carbon arrows have sharp tips, ranging from 28 to 30 inches in length. He aimed the arrow at the sow, which was pinned by the arrow. Find and follow the tracks left by the sow. They fell not far away. Their vitality is very great, so how can farmers and hunters easily defeat a wild boar? The technique of archery is one of the things that is quite difficult to understand. Shooters need to practice regularly to improve their shooting skill. Artificial decoys will be placed throughout the area and have spots that paralyze wild boars. Farmers and hunters would practice and shoot arrows at that spot. Many professional hunters have pointed out that you need to hold your breath when shooting to ensure accuracy. Many different species of wild animals can also learn how to hunt like this. It is amazing the results they have achieved after their hard training. In particular, hunting with bows and arrows is one of the environmentally friendly, non-polluting, and low-cost. The defeated wild boars will have their meat harvested right in this forest. Hunters will use self-defense tools that they carry when hunting to handle the situation. They will remove the skin from the boar's body, then separate the meat and bring it back. In some other areas, the wild boars will be brought to people's home for processing. Similar to other wild species, they will be processed into expensive dishes. The pieces of meat will be cut and placed in the baking tray. Then adding different spices and some vegetables and fruits that is commonly used in pork processing. After adding enough seasoning, the meat tray will be covered and placed in the oven for about 6 hours. Because wild boars has a lot of bacteria that are harmful to humans, cooking for a long time and at a high temperature is advisable. After 6 hours, the meat tray is taken out and enjoyed. They look really cool. There are many different dishes that are made from wild boar meat. So what dishes do you like the most? Share it with us down below in the comment section right now. Thank you for watching this video until here, and allow me to invite you to continue watching the rest of the video. Door traps are an effective means of collecting wild boars, operating by activating a spring-loaded latch when the wild boar steps inside. The spring latch is designed to collapse the door, making an effective wild boar capture mechanism. First of all, set traps in locations where wild boars often appear, such as areas where they do live or feed. The bait needs to be placed so that it attracts wild boars from outside to inside the trap. This is usually done using foods that wild boars like, such as corn, potatoes, carrots, and others. To monitor the trap performance, a camera should be installed nearby to check regularly and ensure that the trap is operating properly. When wild boars are detected, the trap will automatically activate and capture them. In areas where there are no wild boars, the trap cage will be moved to another area for trapping. For moving the trap, the large round frame trap cage can be towed across different areas using a car trailer. This cage is large enough to hold many wild boars at once, increasing the possibility of catching many in one time. Transporting it also requires quite a few people to increase safety during the transport process. After moving to a new area or a new location, the trap will be placed permanently on the ground, spreading food to trap wild boars and waiting for them to fall into the trap. This method has proven effective in controlling Canadian feral pig populations. Tens of thousands of wild boars are captured by traps each year, and they can be deployed in many different types of terrains, from crop fields to hard-to-reach areas, such as deep forests. Traps are not only an effective solution, but also a sustainable way to manage and reduce feral pig populations. All these wild boars will be harvested for processing and other purposes. Wild boar hunting in Canada to control wild boar populations has become a popular activity since the 1990s. When wild boars populations began to increase rapidly, the Canadian government has issued permits to hunters to reduce the wild boars' numbers and prevent their spread. Hunting in the fields at night has become popular since the 2000s, as wild boars are often active at this time. This method offers many advantages, including being highly effective with an increased likelihood of success, being safer because wild boars are less aggressive during the day, and saving time because they are often concentrated in the field during the day and night. A hunter tells of an adventure in an Alberta wheat field, showcasing the thrill and success of shooting down a wild boar one night. On July 20, 2023, a hunter in Canada hunted a giant wild boar weighing more than 500 kilograms. This wild boar is believed to be the largest ever hunted in Canada. The hunter, Mr. Michael, is an experienced hunter in the province of Saskatchewan. He has been involved in wild boar hunting for many years and has killed many wild boars. This action not only brings joy to hunters but also reduces damage to local crops.
So since these solutions have been effective in preventing the growth of colonies of some invasive species, do you believe in any other better solution? If so, please don't forget to share your comments and opinions down below. Plus, don't forget to share, like, and subscribe to support our channel with our upcoming videos. And lastly, don't forget to share this video with all your friends so that they can watch it and enjoy it as well.
Hello friends, wild boars are a threat to the US. Their huge impact causes great damage and impact on the US ecosystem. Billions of dollars are lost every year, and the government has taken extreme measures to deal with them.